Julian, I guess it says four of us. Does that make it a foursome?
What a way to start a show.
Yeah, hang on, wait, can I rewind that? Good evening. Welcome to Time of the Week.
Where we always talk watches.
And occasionally drink wine.
Do you have wine? Beer?
Beer again.
Yeah.
Once the nights start drawing in a bit more and it gets like colder in the evenings, the wine will come back. The wine is like seasonal for me, I think. But today I'm drinking a Polly's triple pale ale. That's one of my
What does the
favourite
triple
brands.
mean?
It's the way it's fermented and filtered.
Like triple cooked chips.
Yeah, makes it better. And it is 10% as well. Maybe just one today.
Leave it on the edge. I like it.
Just the one.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah.
Hello.
No way. Look at all these people joining. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, on her own time. Hi. Hello, gorgeous.
Hey.
And
Cheers.
Peter and Mark. Sorry.
Nick James.
And Nick's here.
Yay.
Oh, Nick managed to catch it live.
Wonderful. First, well, even before the wrist check, Lucy, can we have a Red Bar Cambridge update?
It happened. It went ahead. It was good times. Yeah, really, really enjoyed it. I think about 18. We got 18 people, which is a lot better, I think, than we expected because a lot of people attended the London Watch Show.
Oh, I saw my Instagram was flooded with people taking selfies of like Adrian and Nico and Paul Thorpe.
No, but we even had some people that went to the London Watch Show and made the journey across to join us. So it was such a good night. Really, really lovely evening. Everyone was everyone was really nice and really interesting people, interesting watches. So I think there's a couple of posts up on the Red Bar Cambridge Instagram as well. But if anyone is within that area that is watching or listening, Lincolnshire, Norwich area, the Rutland area, there's obviously the Cambridgeshire area. Make sure you sign up because we are looking to book the next one already because we're so excited.
I would always say to people, even if you're not in the area, like sign up because the email will come through and you'll be like, you know what, I fancy a weekend away, or just tying it in with something else. So yeah. Oh no,
we've got people signed up that live in Bristol. Live in the Midlands. That they attended the London Watch Show on last Thursday, and then they came to the Cambridge one on Saturday as well, which is really cool. So, cool. And Cambridge is such a cool place. Like if you want to go for a weekend, there's so much to see.
Yeah, last time spending the day out there was nice. Went to the botanical gardens. I was like, oh, it's really peaceful. But,
What were you and Matt wearing?
We took 3 or 4 watches each. So you can't just turn up with one.
That's how you do it. Yes.
Obviously. What did I take? I took obviously my Grand Seiko because there's people there that haven't seen it. There was a table. There's a picture of 4 different Grand Seikos. Just get them all in. Just get them all in. I was like, oh, that's a foursome. But I took the Zelos because it's not something that a lot of people have seen, and I'm a Zelos fan. So I took my Pac-Man.
Oh yes,
amazing.
Julian was like, how do you make it work? How do you make it do the song thing?
I love it.
Yeah, but really really cool. People that have never been to a Red Bar, never heard of a Red Bar before, they turned up as well. So yeah, it was super cool.
Actually, we had
Nick James in the chat was there as well.
Hey.
He said it was a good night.
I had Red Bar London on Thursday, so that was the first London event from 18 months. And that was a nice mix of like old faces and then people like new people as well. And you can tell the newbies are just like, come and join in the chat. It's fine. You're not scary.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I remember being like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, have you like you've Red Bar LA? Like, is it started back up again?
I did. I went to a local watch club event on Wednesday, and that was really fun. Me and my boyfriend also brought a whole bunch of watches. I brought kind of my more vintage stuff. I brought my Omega Seamaster. I brought my Elgin. What else did I bring? I think I brought my Doxa. So that was fun, just because everybody's watches. A whole bunch of really cool watches from Rolex to like vintage was really great to see. We had a great time. I got a little tipsy. I remember it all, so it's fine. And I have a great boyfriend that takes care of me. I was like,
good man.
I was like talking to somebody, and then I turned to him and I go, I think I'm a little tipsy. And he's like, okay, let's get some food in you. Let's get some water. You're the best.
Properly looking after you.
It was so funny. But yeah, we had a great time. It was really fun. The people that I'm sure you can relate. The people that come are just really nice, warm, welcoming, just really open people that you can just have an honest conversation with about anything from your smartwatch or whatever they're wearing. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So
draw the line.
Not allowed. No smartwatches. Yeah. No. It's so sweet. I also was like on Thursday. I was like, I'm gonna like pace myself. I'm not gonna drink, or I'm not gonna drink too much. And then every time I was like, right, I'm gonna have like I was having prosecco, so I was like, glass of prosecco. Maybe I'll get a glass of water next. And every time I was like getting to near the bottom of my glass of prosecco, someone was like, oh, I'll get you a drink if you like. I'm like, I can't say no to that. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. But,
you need to, Sam. You need to come to the next one. Both of you, if possible. But Sam, you need to come to the next one because
I will.
I ordered a bottle of prosecco. I'm like, we're going to be here for another 2 hours. It'll be fine. By the time it arrived, I was like, shit. I've just bought a bottle of prosecco and I've got no one to share this bottle of prosecco.
Oh, yeah, no, I would definitely be there. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I need more girls here. I think Nick obviously saw me and he's like, I'll have a glass of prosecco with you.
Oh,
nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, take it home with you.
Yeah.
I could have done that, although I literally hit the deck like sleep straight away as soon as I got back. It's so good, like so much excitement.
Yeah.
It's so much adrenaline. Just like
Yeah. Well, I did my little I had a week off last week, so I did my little tour round, and I took a bottle of wine with me. So when I said like take it home with you, I got a bottle of wine, and then I was like going from place to place. So I was like, I'll take that take it with me. I stayed in like an Airbnb, this like really lovely lady's house, and I was like, can I put my like half a bottle of wine in your fridge? Yeah, sure.
Nice.
But she's thinking she's either a cheapskate or an alcoholic.
Well, no. So I went out for dinner, and then I came back, and then she's like, "How was your evening?" I was like, "Yeah, good." I was like, "I think I'm just gonna like grab a glass of wine," and she's like, "Oh, you can join me if you like." She's like, "I'm halfway through a bottle." I was like, "Oh, actually."
Oh, I love that. I love that for Airbnbs.
Love that.
Love it.
And she had 2 cockapoos as well. I was like, I just want to stay here for the dogs.
Oh, cute.
But,
I'm here for the wine and the dogs.
Yeah.
Never leave.
It was such a good week. It was just like I saw so many watch people. So I saw Mark's watches. A chap. This is really sweet.
You either go and see Mark's watches if you don't have a picture of you with the pink Norris.
And I had a pastel jumper that I was going to wear, but it was too warm, so I didn't wear it. So I was like,
you could have tied it around your waist.
Pastel jumper crew. And just like one quick really story. It's like I didn't realize until afterwards, but there's a guy that I've chatted to on Instagram, and I was trying to trace it back, and he posted a picture of Bremont like 2.5 years ago, like hashtag my Bremont, and I was probably following it. and liked it, and he's in Australia, and then like we followed each other, maybe like chatting a little bit, and then he then moved from Australia to Devon, and then was like, yeah, if you're ever in Devon, like stop by. And then just like met up with him and like went round watch shots and just chatted watches. And it's like after just liking his photo in Australia 2.5 years ago.
Freaking love the watch fam.
That's fun.
I know, me too.
Love you guys.
The best.
I can't wait to start traveling and be like, hey, is anyone in Rome this weekend?
Yeah. We can watch Friends. But we haven't done a wrist check.
We
What
haven't
are you guys
done this
wearing?
check. I did a tactical watch change just before this. I wore my Timex Pac-Man to work. I like to annoy people on work chats with the beeping. But seeing as Matt is out walking dogs this evening, because I might have forgotten yesterday, I decided to borrow one of his watches, and I am wearing his Datejust Black Dial 36.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
For everything Rolex, everything that annoys me about Rolex, they do make pretty decent watches. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's as flashy as I would probably go in terms of flashy. Like I couldn't. Can you imagine this with diamonds on it as well? Fluted bezel and Jubilee bracelet.
Yeah.
But that's enough.
Bit too
It went with my
sexy,
outfit though, so I was like,
Derek.
left it abandoned.
Yeah. Shit.
great choice.
What are you guys wearing?
Right, you Sam?
I'm off like completely different spectrum. I'm wearing my Casio, my black case with the rose gold markers in the hands. I think it's really cute. I've been wearing this all the time. Whenever
Is that one the reduced size?
It is. Yeah, I forget the size, what it is, but it's considerably smaller. You can definitely tell.
Yeah.
But I love it. I have some stuff to do tonight, or just today, out and about. So I just thought I'd put it on, and go do my errands, and look cute still. I think it's super cute still.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I saw this week the careful how I word this. The Tissot
This is live.
is the blue dial. There's the waffle effect.
Yes.
I mean, this is like technically associated with Scottish watches, so you could have just said it outright.
I think I put it in a text message or something the other day, and I was like, okay, no. I think I put it on my Instagram. But so the blue dial that everyone absolutely loves. I didn't realise they do a bicolour watch. So it's a PRX, isn't it? That and they do the quartz and the auto's got the waffle dial. And they do bicolour. So it's got a silver dial with rose gold hands. And I thought that's quite nice because it's the same colour as the others. Sorry, it's the same size as the others, but it's just a little bit more feminine. I mean, still prefer the blue one, but.
Of course.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I think someone mentioned. I don't know. I can't remember where this is from, but I remember a story about someone saying they've messaged about getting one of the PRXs in automatic and smaller, and Tissot responded to it. I can't remember exactly what the comment was, but it was like keep your eyes out.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I would be, I'm going to be keeping an eye on them because they're really cool pieces. Like we've talked about it on here before, and they just sit too big on wrist. I guess our sizes.
I found it okay. Did I take a photo of it? I can't remember if I took a photo of it on. I found it okay. I probably wouldn't mind it. I don't know what size it is actually.
They're 40.
40 maybe.
But I think because of the way the lugs and the bracelets
so that integrate,
it doesn't bend around the wrist, it doesn't mold. So if it was slightly smaller,
so
maybe
that bit smaller.
Good price range and an automatic as well.
And it like Tissot have always been quite cheap and cheerful, but I keep saying like you could really notice the difference in that model. It just feels a lot more substantial and for the price.
Sure, 100%.
Love it. Love it.
What are you wearing, Sam?
So I grabbed out borrowed bezel, one via Watch Concierge Services, if you're interested. The Unimatic. I think it's the
That's awesome.
U1-F. Da, da, da.
Love them.
Yeah, I do quite like it. So if I'm selling watches, I don't tend to wear them out and about. Although I did have permission to wear this one, but I still won't. But yeah, no, I love it. I probably would wear it a bit more.
So it looks like it sits quite high up on the wrist, but
yeah,
like where it sits with the lugs, it doesn't look like there's too much space in between.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't mind it. I'm not the biggest fan of a NATO strap, so like where I don't like where it has to fold over. But actually, I don't mind it, and it's just it's quite cool. So, yes,
Very nice.
Love it.
Get it on a Tropic or something.
Yeah, I need to do some strap shopping. Yeah, definitely.
Cheapest way of getting a new watch. Buy a strap.
doing it.
We'll have to get those like sexy leathers out for for the colder months.
Winter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that stateside will ever experience that now.
No, thankful. So thankful.
Like, do you have a slightly colder season, or it's just kind of sunny all the way through?
Joyous.
It's pretty much like, I think the lowest it gets is around like 60 degrees. That's about it. And it's always sunny. I know.
Fahrenheit.
I know, Fahrenheit. I have no idea what that is in Celsius.
Anyone in the watch chat, what is 60 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. No, seriously. It's always just sunny. And I mean, it rains sometimes in the winter here, but that's about it. There's not much change, but I like it. I like the consistency. I'm spoiled. I've lived here all my life. Then I moved to college to Colorado, where it's always cold in the winter. I don't like it.
Thank you,
Mark Willis is 18 degrees. Yeah, that's our summer.
Liam said 15.5. Those are very different.
What does Google say? Interesting.
Let's just pause this watch chat so we can figure out the difference
let's
between...
figure out how to convert.
Yeah. Anyways, have we got any news, or should we move on with today's theme?
Well, the watch tour, the Only Watch tour, started this week, and it's not even coming to the UK, which is ridiculous.
No, so I'm not too chuffed about that. So we discussed it when the watches or the brands were released, and the brands were kind of like, it was a lot of concept, a lot of like computer generated images. What do you call them? But so the watches have been made, and they're going to tour around the world. And 2 years ago they came to London, and now they're not. So I'm not too happy about that.
I know we haven't talked about yet from that.
Yeah.
Panda.
Do you want me to get a picture of it up?
Yes. And also,
cool.
we haven't even touched on the MB&F. No, not the MB&F. Oh my god, the de Bethune, Voltellon collaboration.
Okay, you get that up, and I've got Max on standby.
I'll get that one up.
Oh, if only.
You've always got Max on standby. He's probably your screensaver, like the first link of the morning.
Let me talk about someone else. No, I think I was talking about someone else, and I was like, oh yeah, he'd go back up to Max. There's not many pictures, is there? I think that's because I've only just finished making it. But I think what we haven't got on here is all the pictures that Lee did. I think that's on Instagram.
Oh.
So Lee from 1 Hour Watch drew loads of pictures, didn't he, to go with it as well?
Yeah, those are super cute.
Voltellon. Thank you, Julian.
Yep.
It's not easy to say.
Have you got it to hand?
Yes. Yeah, I've got the Instagram up.
Let me get rid of them.
Do you remember? Do you remember we briefly talked about it? But they only had a drawing of the two watchmakers over like this big other drawing, I guess.
Yeah.
So this is it.
Yes,
So
I did see this.
cool.
Oh my god. I knew even just from the drawing and the fact that they were collaborating, it was going to be epic because I'm in love with De Bethune. But this is so good. It's so good. There's only one.
So
There's only one.
I know.
I think that's the Only Watch auction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, their collaboration for it. It's so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think we've got to watch the auction live. Like, maybe we could do like a viewing party video. Oh no, because I said it's my birthday, didn't I? Maybe I won't commit to that on my birthday.
Yeah, maybe never mind.
You could be drinking while you do it, I suppose. So,
I mean, my birthday last year was at home. It'd be nice if I could go out this year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so pretty.
But yeah, that's it, and it's amazing. So good, so pretty.
Yeah. Julian put in the chat, and I will say because I quite enjoy seeing it. So Voutilainen. Kari. But yes, I like that. But yeah, cool. So yeah. So today's show. Oh, I haven't checked if there's any more on Instagram. But today's show, we were going to run through, like buying and selling, because I'm just really interested in where people like to buy, where they want to sell, the pros and cons, why they feel comfortable. Stuff like that. Lots of. I think there's so many options out there, isn't there? And it can be overwhelming, or So, what are your guys' thoughts to kick us off?
Should we start with buying?
Yeah,
probably the better. It's probably the one that most people experience.
Yeah, as collectors, we buy more than we sell.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, if we're parting with a watch, it's doesn't tend to happen quite as often.
Yeah, it just goes back in the door.
Yeah, sorry, we just buy another watch box.
Yep.
Well, see, I love that.
Fine. I might wear that one day.
There's like a meme I haven't seen for a while, and it was like, perfect number of watches is n+1, where n equals the number of watches you currently have.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
About right, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think even like in the last year and a half, I've probably gone from about 12 to 21.
Oh.
Say 2 years. Say 2 years. I've probably gone up like 8 watches, 9 watches.
Not bad.
That's bad.
It is bad, but it's cool. They're your babies.
I've not got rid of any.
Oh.
Yet.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I think I might. But a lot of them initially were eBay purchases. Yeah. Trial and error eBay purchases, gifts, and just spur of the moment, random. Oh, that's pretty. Buy it.
Yeah.
Pieces, or birthday presents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a good one. How do you buy your watches? I get other people to buy them for me.
That's the best gig,
basically how it's happened. Yeah.
You have good people in your life. Let's just say that.
I just clearly don't have any other hobbies that people know about.
What does Lucy want? Get her another watch.
She likes watches, right? We'll get her watches.
Yep.
I offered to get my sister a watch for her birthday, and she's not into watches, and she was like, "You already got me a watch for a birthday, so like, don't probably get me another."
No, I'm good.
I don't need more than one.
Right. Yeah. So I guess like lockdown being a big part of it, there's a lot of it online purchases.
Yeah.
Yep. I think for myself, my other half, and a lot of people that we know that are into watches, lockdown purchases that arrive at your door have increased massively, and that's mostly how people have purchased. Where they purchase them from, though, is very varied.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So you can get them through Instagram now. You know,
Right.
you have a good network of people that you maybe speak to regularly, or you can physically go down their comments and see if anyone's ever bought anything from them before, what sort of, you know, are they still talking to them?
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, they bought one from there before. Like, oh, they're not following each other anymore. Why aren't they following each other anymore?
That is good investigating.
Really good, really, yeah. Thorough.
Blocked.
But yeah, you get to experience sales from other collectors rather than eBay, where they've just obtained them from God knows where, or an AD, or you know, direct from the retailer. So there's like a couple of different ways you can buy them now, and I think that's maybe possibly annoyed ADs because so much has gone online now.
Yeah, it is different. I think like the high street in general, in Tunbridge Wells, we've got like the shopping centre with all the high street shops, and then we've got the old high street where our shop is, and sort of lots of cafes. And the shopping centre is just looking a bit sad, like, you know, because people are moving away. But then the high street is thriving because I think people want the experience, and they want to, you know, they want to go into somewhere, they want to feel special, they want to have a chat. So I guess for ADs to survive, it needs to be more than kind of disposable, come in, hand your money over, off you go kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I think the convenience is definitely a factor that everybody loves about getting watches online. Like we said, because of COVID, that was a huge turning point of letting people buy any watch, really, because there was nowhere to go to get them. I mean, that's my lockdown for big purchase was my Tudor Black Bay. And I was like, just get it. You've saved enough money of doing nothing. Might as well. So that was like, yeah, I really did want to buy it from the AD that I was talking to for like a while. And they were really nice to me of like, yeah, whenever you're ready and I'll be here. And then no, that couldn't. So it was convenient for sure. And I was super happy that I got to get it. But there was still that missing factor of like going into the AD and experiencing that.
Yeah.
It was sad. And I feel like people really missed that. Opportunity.
Well,
if people like got into watches in lockdown and didn't know what that's like, that's pretty sad to not know what that feels like.
Where did you get it from? And then did you still get it like new from somebody that delivered, or because?
Yeah, I got it off of Chrono24.
Oh, okay.
Just a random guy, but yeah, at least it was like pretty secure.
I think with that kind of watch as well, you know what you're getting. Especially if it's something you tried on before, you know Tudor, it's probably like new or nearly new under warranty, so you don't need to worry about that side of it. And then Chrono24's got the like escrow service, I think, hasn't it? So so the money's being held by them until the buyer confirms that it's been received, and then you get the money.
Good.
I want to ask like what you guys think about some brands that have been doing like just stuff online first, like they release their launch online and they don't directly go to the boutiques right away. Like at least Breitling's been doing that with those new Top Times. We haven't gotten.
Oh really? They're online only.
They're only online for like the first. It's gonna be like over a month, I assume. We haven't gotten them, and they don't even know when we're gonna get them. It's very odd. I don't know if it's because they're trying to cater to people that are like, oh, I just want to buy it online, make it convenient, don't have to go anywhere. But then I've heard a lot of people say, well, I want to see it in person. I want to feel it.
Yeah.
And also if you're going into the AD to see the Top Time and actually you decide you don't like it, you're still there, you're still having the conversation, you're still having someone say, oh, actually, if you don't like that, maybe you might like this, or, oh, you know what, like, let me take your details, why don't you come back in next time you're passing? And you're still building that relationship. So, I wonder what the benefits are for like Breitling just to do it online.
It just seems strange to me.
Yeah.
It is odd.
It just seems strange. I kind of understand. I guess I understand in terms of a business aspect where they're coming from. It is much cheaper to advertise online and just send them out that way than it is to roll out marketing to ADs, send them to them, risk them getting damaged or, you know, sitting in store for too long.
So then if it's not a Breitling boutique but like a general AD, they would have to pay for it. So they're still, you know, they're still able to sell the stock.
It's an unusual way of doing things. You would think they would be in store only first.
To get people, to get people in.
Roll out. Yeah.
Like they did some of them they did that. They did like, we remember the ice blue chronomats. They're great. We got them, but then if you looked online, it was like pre-order. So it was like vice versa, like go in and you can get it, but you have to wait if you want to order it online. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Don't know how any of this works.
I tried one of those on last week. I tried on the, I don't know what the difference is, the non-chronograph version and then the chronograph version. But I love them both. Although, just a little side note, I went in to try, I asked the guy, I rarely go into ADs. This is, so actually for me saying about buying watches, I don't really buy too many. And actually went into an AD and said about trying on a Superocean. And then he was like, I don't think we've got the size you mean. We've only got the other size and that's probably too big. And I wanted to be like, no. Don't judge. I wear big watches. And then I was like, if you don't have the Superocean, actually, can I try the chronomat? And then he was like, you do wear big watches. And then had a bit of a chat and he was like, you do know what you're talking about. I was like,
oh my God.
Yes, thank you. Good.
I think a lot of people in the chat would like to look at a watch before buying it as well.
Yeah.
Maybe it depends on the pricing.
Yeah.
The price range that you're looking at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or like Sam said, there is that risk that you're going into an AD, you're trying on the watch, and then you're going and buying it online. Which, well, I mean, why not? If it's from somewhere reputable, you're getting it at a good price.
How is that any worse than you just browsing 20 different boutiques for 20 different watches online? It's the only difference is you physically seen that watch, you know you like that watch, and if you're then going and buying the same watch through a different means, you're still dedicating yourself to the brand rather than the world, the world of the internet, I guess, which has got like so many different varieties on there. It's not good for the brand because then they're not getting the money for it, but you could buy that and then realize that you, for example, Breitling, like you could buy it and love Breitling through Chrono24. You could stumble across a Breitling boutique. They happen to have a watch that you really, really love in. You're like, do you know what? This one's done really, really well. I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
I think that a good portion of people that don't actually buy it at the ADs, I mean, they know they might be able to get it a better price online. Whether, because people always sell new or just like new or whatever. So I think that's also an aspect. Yeah, I want to see it, but no, I'm not going to pay full price when I know I could get it cheaper online.
Have you dealt much with is it Jomas Shop? I think it's quite big in US, but I don't know if it's like it across all brands, but I've had heard of a couple of stories whereby they sell them as new watches, and I've had a couple of Breitlings. They sell them as new watches, but they don't supply the warranty because they don't want Breitling knowing where they're getting the watches from.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
So people are like, no, it's a brand new watch. Like, I've got my Jomas Shop receipt, and it's like, well, I can't really sell it with papers because it's not got its original papers.
Right, and you have to prove that you bought it from an AD to get a new warranty card.
Yes.
Then you're screwed.
And so to get a repair, if it fails under warranty, you've got to send it back with your warranty card. You can't send it back with an internet receipt.
Right.
Yeah. So there are some grey dealers, I guess, on the internet that are claiming to, that it's a brand new watch. Some people don't mind, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a funny one.
Mm.
And then eBay. I need to listen to the podcast, but Sophie Rindler,
Yes.
I think she did the Scottish Watches about the eBay authentication. So that's interesting. I think it's coming to the UK soon, isn't it?
Yeah, they are bettering their security measures, I think, and their vetting processes with stuff like this. Obviously, Sophie's, if people listening haven't heard of her, check out Sophie Rindler. She's massively into watches, so obviously she's going to be heavily watch influenced with this eBay thing. But yeah, apparently they're really stepping up their game with security.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find the message that she sent about
I think if you sell a watch, instead of sending the watch directly to the buyer, you send the watch to eBay. eBay authenticate it, and then eBay sends the watch on to the buyer. From a seller's point of view, it's kind of reassuring as well, because the buyer can't turn around and say, it's counterfeit, I'm not paying you, because I think like PayPal,
they check out the quality as well.
I think PayPal favors the buyer. So if you're selling your watch and the buyer says, it's counterfeit, I think PayPal automatically refund the seller the money before checking, which is a bit scary from a buyer's point of view.
I think we've all been like, especially when I started, I would buy watches off of eBay, not knowing what was wrong with them. Of course, people can say, "Oh, it works fine," and it didn't. It broke pretty quickly. So this is a really nice just confirmation that I am getting a good watch, and I can trust the process on eBay. And it's not such a sketchy place,
God, I've been stung by eBay before. Like, I've got a fake Oris. Obviously, when I was very, very new to the game, I've got an old vintage Oris that when I open the back up, I'm like, that's not a real Oris.
Oh no!
Thankfully, like the dial and stuff's really cool, and like I'm aware of it now. But and I didn't pay too much money, thankfully, because it was when I was just starting out, and I was like, I love vintage. I'll get some, some cool little cheap vintage pieces. But since then, I'm like, oh, I don't know how I feel about buying watches through eBay anymore, because they could look so genuine on the front, but as soon as you look at that movement, it might not be real. It might not run. It might, the hands might be different, the wrong ones. Especially if you're looking for something genuine.
Aaron Miller saying that the authentication took a long time, and they took a look at an Amiga I sold for quite a while before being okay with it. It was relatively new, box and papers. I mean, that's the other thing. Like
that's cool.
I guess they're going to put their name to it, and there's still probably quite a lot of checks. If the process is new and they're not used to it.
Which is a good thing, because like Lucy was saying, once you have that one bad experience, you're kind of ruined, and you don't want to try to look for watches again on eBay, which is like, it's such a huge platform that people post their watches on to sell. So that does suck. I totally understand.
You don't want to pull away from it.
We get touch watch concierge a little bit, but that's why I love having access to the workshop, because I can they can go in, you can take the back off and know what's inside. We've got timing machines, pressure testing machines that I can have access to. But I also get people that have bought watches elsewhere and saying, "Oh, do you mind if I just drop it into you just to get authenticated?" So that's like a service we offer, and just like Rolex and things like that. Because we've had a Batman in before that looks so good, but only because we had a genuine one in. When you put the two side by side, you could tell a bit of a difference. But then as soon as you take the case back off, it's like, okay, we can definitely tell that's not a genuine watch. So it's a bit of a scary one. But find someone you can trust as well. I guess that's the other thing.
That is literally it. Like it's, and I know the Scottish Watches guys have talked about like fakes and replicas before, and they're getting so much better. So spotting those fakes are getting harder and harder. You kind of have to be an expert, and
it's tricky.
You might get stung, so it might be better to go with an AD for a guarantee. That you're getting the right product.
Yeah, we had a customer come in with a Cartier, and it's a Cartier went through a funny phase where their movements were pretty rubbish, and the movements in the counterfeits were almost better than the Cartier movement. And so we took the back off, and the watchmaker was like, I don't want to say one way or another. I recommend that your watch gets taken to Cartier. And he's just a bit like, maybe not. And but looking closer into the whole lot, the Cartier box had "Made in China" written on it, and it was like a Cartier box would never have "Made in China." So therefore, we think it probably is a counterfeit.
Nice.
Yes, not so good. What about? I've had a few notes about buying from auction. And we kind of touched on it a bit with Sarah, haven't we? That there are so many checks. It's a friend of mine, Tom's at Sotheby's as well, and his knowledge is amazing. And there's so many kind of checks that they have to do. And there's an element of comeback as well. If you were to get a watch and it wasn't what it said on the tin, they sold it to you saying that they've checked it and it is. So auctions, there's some bargains to be had, but I don't know if you kind of need to do your research and know what the prices are. Before going a little bit mad. But
sorry to jump in, but talking to Sarah initially when I did the podcast with her, I didn't know, I wouldn't have trusted getting a watch from auction. I'd never had too much experience with auctions, but after speaking to her, she does as much vetting as she possibly can. There's all these guarantees in place. Since lockdown has happened, they've really started booming, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I will definitely be keeping an eye out for pieces on there now. And you get some really cool pieces. Love a one-off. I love a vintage. Auctions are where it's at, because they are safer than eBay at the moment.
I actually I went to an antique shop at the weekend and I bought 2 watches.
Freaking love an antique shop.
I know. So I haven't put them on my Instagram yet, and I probably will be selling them.
Also, yes, new watch alert.
Well, again, it's quite fun just having a bit of a QC check and does it wind? Yes, it winds. Does it look has it got? But so I've got Seiko. It's got the original Seiko bracelet on it. I'm not very good at my Seiko, so I'm gonna have to do a bit more research onto it. But wound up okay. I've got Mickey Mouse. And I've got Mickey Mouse watch, the manual wind Mickey Mouse watch.
That's so cute.
That's amazing.
I haven't taken the back off yet. I don't know what's movements in it, but I wound it up. It's got 38 hour power reserve. I was like, oh damn.
An automatic as well.
A manual wind, yeah.
Oh well. Manual wind, sorry.
Thank you. But yeah, so what was I going to say? Right, okay. So I was going to do a little bit of a what's the word?
Q&A?
No, so give an example of an auction, or if people say to me can you I'm looking for this much for my watch, I've seen them on Chrono24 at this price, I'm like, yes, but prices on Chrono24 are so dramatic. So what I do is I have probably 10 or 12 different tabs open, and then I check that same watch in every 12 different places and then take an average. So I wanted to do a bit of an example with this Omega Snoopy, so the Silver Award Snoopy. Let me show you first of all.
Mark Wheeler said now someone needs to find a Mr. Bean watch at an auction, at an antique shop. Amazing.
So the Snoopy, for example, prices vary from, this is on Chrono24, 51,000 to
freaking Snoopy.
Yeah, to 36,000. So if you would say looking to sell one, you'll be like, oh, well, it's on Chrono24 for 51,000, therefore I want to sell mine for 45.
Yeah.
Like maybe. And then, okay, so to get Chrono24, then let's go to our good friends Watchfinder, which we haven't actually touched on, but we should touch on Watchfinder because they are an entity of their own, aren't they? The Watchfinder have one at 40,500. Again, you're like, nice try. And yeah, people are like, oh yeah, have you seen Snoopy prices? They're at 40,500. You know, Chrono24, Watchfinder. Okay, maybe. And then I have to give a little shout out to Watch Collecting, who are an auction site. And this is one that sold a week ago, on the 15th of September. So it sold at 27. So that's like, wow. That's kind of what it's actually. I mean, the guy might have got a bit of a bargain at 27, but realistically, that's what the watch is worth. That's what somebody is willing, you know, to pay for it. So yeah, prices just
box and papers as well.
Yeah, I mean, condition might be worn, but I mean that's so different, isn't it, between 27 and then 53 on Chrono24. Yeah, I think there were fees on top of that as well. But anyway, but yeah, Watch Collecting is quite a good auction site as well. I've been sort of looking at that recently. If you're looking to sell a watch, they don't charge fees, and it's the buyer that pays the fees, and it's on there for a week. So yeah, that's another option. And if you're looking to buy a watch from there as well, I think they do a couple of like lost and stolen checks on the serial number, and they kind of deal with traders that they know are reputable, like myself.
So where were you from again?
Watch concierge. But yeah, and then on the flip side, Watchfinder, like whenever I do the research, their prices are just. There's a Cartier Santos that was you could get it from Cartier, you could get it from Watches of Switzerland, and like still in stock, and Watchfinder had it at £1,000 over retail.
Why? Because they're cheeky, and that the poor person that probably sold it to them as well probably sold it to them like a couple of grand below as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I think with Watchfinder, I think it's. I mean, apologies, they do deals. There probably might be some people in the chat that have bought from them, but I think they cater to people who don't know where else to look.
Yeah. Yeah, quite possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they started off in like City, like Canary Wharf. I just always have this image of like someone at a bank wearing a Submariner and then being like, oh yeah, I paid like £9,000 for it, and the guy would be like, well, I paid 10,000 for mine, and the guy next to him being like, oh, I see one for 11 in Watchfinder, I'm going to go and buy it in there.
Right. Yeah. The wrong way of doing it.
Yeah. So not so keen. But yeah, so I guess different ways to buy. And so like I think Scottish Watch has said before about like security and things like that, isn't it? Like getting money before sending watches out, or bank transfers, meeting people in a public place. They did that one with the two policemen, didn't they? About like watch security and things. So,
that's interesting. It was pretty cool to see like police officers into watches.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know why that was such a surprise. I'm like, they're just people, Lucy. They're still just people who are into watches. It's fine. They can be whatever they want to be.
I went to Bremont the other week, and I actually gate crashed someone else's tour, and I won't say what the company was, but it's a really large company, and they have their own watch group within the company.
Ooh.
I know. how cool is that?
That's fun. That's cool.
It's like, yeah. So they did a little like work trip to Bremont.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. But yeah, what other factors? Yeah, buying, selling.
Yeah,
Guess if you're
selling. I've been recently trying to sell a Cartier GMT for a friend who is a certified like watch servicer. I have been getting some crazy offers. Like, people, have you done your research at all? Like, this is a really good price that it is up at the moment. But you do get people messaging you, because at the moment I'm trying to sell it on, I've posted it a few times on Instagram and a few times on sort of various marketplaces on Facebook.
Yeah.
And groups.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I totally understand. I'm always a bit skeptical about those anyway, because you can't really verify them. But I'm still selling on there anyway. But you get people offering you sort of half of what you're asking for, and they're like, "Oh, but this is up on Chrono24 for this much." And then you go and you have a look, and I'm like, "No, it's a completely different model." Like,
yeah, or in
you
Japan.
don't have a bloody clue.
Oh my gosh.
Or in Japan, and then I'm like, well, then you've got to pay for it to get over here, which is probably going to cost you the difference of the watch anyway.
Yeah.
People don't necessarily, like, people who don't know about watches often then message you about stupid stuff like that, and you're like, you have to do your research with stuff like this. It's not like a piece of clothing where it's as you see it. You have to do your research into it. If you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell, you still have to make sure all of the relevant information is there, the details are there. You do your research on, okay, well, I'm going to offer them this, but I'm going to go double check on like a couple of different sites, as you were saying, as to whether this is a reasonable offer. Yeah. Fair enough, being cheeky. You got to be cheeky sometimes, you know. Can you do a discount on my watch? No. Can you throw in anything for free? Yes. Probably, because you practically give them away in the end. But don't go in at half the value that you're putting it up there, which is still lower than like everyone else is actually marketing it at.
Yeah. I tried Facebook Marketplace for the first time yesterday, and it was almost like it was a bot, because I had like really similar format of messages from like 3 or 4 different people, but they were all worded slightly differently, and it was really odd. It just said like, is it available? Yeah. Like, none of them were like, oh, I love this watch, or like, oh, have you had the watch for long? Or it was just like, is it available? What condition? Where are you? And then I put like, oh, I'm in Kent. Where are you? No answer. And then they just said like, send your bank details.
Yeah.
Like, so then I sort of said, well, if you send me, I said, well, if you send me your email address, I'll send you an invoice with the watch details and, you know, my bank details. No, send me your bank details. I was like, no, like, you're being weird. Yeah.
You don't sound too trustworthy.
Yeah, I don't think. But then again, theoretically, I mean, I didn't go down that route because it was just a bit too weird. But theoretically, if they then transferred the money into my bank account and I sent the watch to them, like, they've got no comeback. Like, But I don't recommend it. But I'm just trying to work it out. Like,
I do. If you've ever tried to buy anything from eBay, from Facebook Marketplace, you do get standard messages that you can quick message, which are, is this available?
Oh right, okay, that might
your
be
basic messages, your very, very quick messages. You can literally just one tap and it will send a message across to that person.
Okay, and that might be
the second bit of just send your bank details.
Not normal at all.
Especially because I've got a website as well. I've like directed them to the website. I was like, you can buy it through there as well. But there are some tire kickers. Julian asked if it was a Nigerian prince that wanted my bank details. No,
I didn't want to make a comment like that, so I'm glad Julian did.
You did.
Yeah, I did actually Google their names and try and like find a bit about them. They did seem like a normal, like one of them seemed like a normal-ish Yeah, and yeah, you'll find people trying to trade you that watch for £500, a puppy and a sofa.
Yeah,
I think puppy.
Deal.
I was sold. Yeah.
You said the wrong thing there, Will.
Yeah.
Not your audience.
Yeah, honestly.
A bottle of wine and a puppy. Sorry, what?
Done.
£500, enough for a takeaway and a lot of wine,
Yeah.
and a puppy and a sofa. I've got somewhere to sit, stroke my puppy, and eat and drink.
Yeah.
Sounds
I'm gonna have like
ideal night.
Come on, Will.
yeah,
Come on, Will.
like those watches that I'm selling on commission. I'd be like, well, did you get the money for my watch? I didn't get your money, but
I got a puppy.
I'm going to send you pictures of your new dog from my living room.
I'm going to look after your dog, and then I'm going to sell the dog. And when I sell the dog, that's when you'll get your money.
Yeah, get the money.
I'm never going to sell the dog.
Never going to sell the dog.
We have a time of the week dog.
Oh, we do. And the lovely Scott and Amy brought their puppy along to Red Bar.
I saw. I'm so mad that I wasn't there.
I know. He was so.
It's what we want. We want a freaking corgi.
I know.
Oh, dear. He was cute. He was very fluffy. He was very well behaved. Yeah, he was very well behaved. But then he just like collapsed in the middle of like a busy floor. Tread over the dog.
They're so cute when they're like tiny like that. I know. I sent this video to Lucy like a couple weeks ago of this corgi fighting this gray cat that looked just like her cat, and I was like, Lucy, this is your future, and I'm like manifesting it for you because this is gonna happen, and it was fantastic. I have to share it with you.
I seen my future, and it was aggressive but beautiful.
But it was it was super cute.
I want a dog. I need a dog in my life.
Same.
Right, I'll sell a few more watches. Right, so in which case, people, the best place to buy and sell watches is
Watch Concierge Service.
Through me. Trustworthy, reliable, friendly, helpful, honest. I think that's the other thing is that I've had people contact me like, can you sell my watch? And it's just being honest with them, saying I can do, but I don't think like me directly is the best option. Like, again, might be doing myself out of a bit of a job here, but I think it's more important to build a reputation to be like honest and helpful than to be like, yeah, no, you're like, I've even dealt with people that are like, oh no, that watch is worth nowhere near as much as you think. You know, I'll sell it for like, you know, it's only worth a third of the price. And then, like you say, you know, like the Watchfinder example, you're like, hang on a minute, I just saw you selling one for, you know, so much more. So I never want to be that person.
Right. Yeah.
Honesty is like so hard to come by, and I know you are the type of. Well, I think I know you're the type of person.
I'm really good at.
I think you're the type of person that if you don't think you can sell it, or you're the right person to be selling it, for example, you would recommend other people or other places for certain things.
Yeah. I had someone, again, I'm more than happy to give them a shout out. So I had somebody say, oh, can you sell my Seiko? But it's like not worth a lot of money, and I'm not very good with Seikos. So I know that like James Kibble buys and sells a lot of Seikos. It's, you know, quick turnover for him. It's something that he's very knowledgeable. So I said, look, I can't help. I think, you know, you probably
have the right clientele for that.
Yeah, you know, you might want to try eBay, you might want to try James Kibble, but if you don't have luck with any of those, come back to me and I'll see what else, you know, I can come up with. And it's kind of just having all those resources to reach out. But, let me see if there's anything else on my list.
Oh God, we're coming up to an hour already.
I know.
This goes so quickly.
I think we covered a lot of it. Yeah, buying from abroad. So I never bought from abroad. I guess, like Lucy, I think you've bought some, but again, like you're probably buying from the brand direct.
A couple of Timexes, through Todd Snyder.
Okay,
because it's the Todd Snyder mashups, the green Timex Marlin and the Pride piece, which I believe is also Todd Snyder. Just a bit of import tax, which you have to factor in. But they tend to come really, really quickly. I can't remember where my G-Shock was from actually, but the turnaround time was so good. Normally it's ages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like through lockdown, it's bloody horrendous. Like to receive anything from anywhere.
Yeah.
And then my G-Shock literally turned up within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
From the US.
So do you get an email, or do you get something through the post that says you need to log in and pay the tax?
Oh yeah, how does that work?
Comes through as an email invoice, or through like an invoice on the paperwork. So when the delivery guy comes to drop it off, he'll say, there's tax on this.
So you pay the delivery guy
postage.
Yeah, I think I've seen that once, and I was like, that's weird. Because I think at work most of the time, I'm trying to think what we do. No, I don't know if we do get anything. I'm a bit confused now. I don't think I've seen any emails.
It's a good idea though, because obviously the delivery guy dropping it off, and he has to put the receipt in the delivery note in to do it, so it's all legit. And then you just pay there, and then literally you've paid, you've got your receipt, you've got your delivery note, everything's all signed off and wrapped up in a little bow, and then you get to open your watch.
Good to go. Yeah.
I was wondering about that when I sent your Grand Seiko over.
I don't know about that. I was
how do you do that? I know. I was like asking Matt. I was like, why do you do that? Like, I just he just shows up and like, here, this is you need to pay. And like, oh, okay, cool. But over here, I think you get an email usually from whoever's sending it. So I guess it just depends too over here.
So when Ralph posted me the Timex Pac-Man, because it was gifted from Ralph because he didn't want it anymore. I was like, I'll take it. I got a phone call that morning. He's like, it's in the UK, it's in the London depot. Just need to double check. There's no outstanding fees on it because it wasn't a new watch. Obviously I didn't have to pay anything, but they call you up and they double check it, and then I guess at that point you would pay over the phone, and then they would put it on a van to get to your house.
But the other thing that I always think, so I haven't received, but I've sent watches to the US, and again, like well packaged, but sending an automatic watch, you're like, through the post in general, but especially overseas, you're like, just please be careful with it. Like, there are like 250 moving parts in this watch. Like, please don't throw it. That's always a bit of a
when it turns up and it's still like perfectly timed and in date, you're like, they thrashed this about a little bit.
It's like automatic. I sent out a Panerai 8-day power reserve, and I like whacked to the power reserve right to the top and like set it. I was like, yep, hopefully it'll still be going when you get there.
Go.
Cool. I think that's most of it. I think I covered everything. I think forums, like you say about Facebook Marketplace, is a bit weird. I find Facebook a bit negative. But I guess in the ways
you don't want updates about how people sat on a bench and drank a Diet Coke.
I mean, but my personal Facebook is all my like high school kids. They're like high school friends. Well, not friends. High school acquaintances with their 10 million children.
Literally, yeah.
But in terms of like the group, and actually no, I sold a Bremont through the Bremont group. But again, that was just a little bit scary because he didn't want to pay me the money until he'd seen the watch, and he was local. So then I had to meet him with the watch, but then I had to make sure I met him somewhere public. And it was, I did actually end up insisting that he needed to pay me beforehand. I was like, I'm really sorry, but so I still met him, and actually he was a really nice guy. And then you're like, I feel really bad being like insisting, but you've got to, haven't you?
You never know.
Security is key.
So cool. Peter 2704 said, I bought and sold cheap watches on boot sale app Spock, but never by post, only if I can meet them in person and look. And he got a Snoopy Timex that he wore once on Christmas Day.
Wear it again. I love them.
Bargain for £60. It will not wear it So like a one wear £60 watch.
Yeah.
You need to wear it 60 times, and then
At
it's
least.
a bargain.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Mark Wheeler said the process is a bit different in the US. You'll get an email from the carrier requesting you pay the import duty before the watch is released from US customs. So I guess that's similar to the setup that I mentioned about the Pac-Man.
Yeah.
To let you know. Yeah, and watches do break in transit. Oh, let me just have a quick look, because we put it on Instagram, didn't we? Was there any other? Oh no, just
Oh no, Peter said 2704 said I bought it for the wife. She thought it was too big.
Aww.
Get her to do a week on the wrist. She won't do a month.
Yeah.
So get her to do a week on the wrist, and she will change her mind, because I was a small vintage watch girl, and then bam, I'm wearing G-Shocks and 40mm watches with pride.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then she can get a watch Instagram account, and then she can join us on the show, and we'll have another follow-up.
My battery's running low.
Oh god.
I usually have it plugged in. Hang on, I might crash. Oh no, don't crash.
So me the other week.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, back in the room. I usually leave it plugged in. Okay, so my battery doesn't last an hour. An hour and 6 minutes. But yeah. Right, okay. Well, I guess, yeah.
I guess that's it. That's the show.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys.
We haven't done the thing.
Do the thing.
Come on, ladies.
Like, subscribe, share, make sure you comment, make sure you follow us on Time of the Week on Instagram, and then all of our individual Instagrams. And we'll come back next week. Yes.
Come back next week.
Wait.
Right, you got it.
I've become so bad at that. For anyone just listening to this on the SWL Lugs edition on your podcaster of choice, we are trying to point to our own screen names on YouTube.
Oh dear.
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
We're not even drunk. Can you imagine us three together?
A wreck.
Maybe we should actually plan to be drunk one.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Drunk Halloween special?
Oh.
Yeah, we did Halloween for Scottish Watches, didn't we?
Yeah,
last year.
invite some guests on.
Yeah, actually, I did think that we need to maybe ask if people want to come on. We just do a bit of a random show and tell of watches.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Peter said, like, subscribe, and tell your fuckhead friends. Yes.
Yes.
Exactly what you should do, people.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to hit the button. And yeah.
Okay.
Catch us next week, and leave your comments below, because no one ever does, and it would be interesting to see what you think.
Please comment. If the comments can be negative, but if you dislike the video, you're dead to us. So
yeah, there's always been a couple of you can't see who's disliked it though, can you?
No.
Yes.
I think someone just clicked the wrong button. I think they meant to do thumbs up.
I think so.
Right, I'm going to hit the button. Right. Wave. Bye, guys. Bye.